How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and everyone here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about how to feel the good in any situation, no matter what you're going through. If you're struggling, if you are working hard towards something, if you want to become a different thing, this is the episode for you because we're going to talk about how to harness that energy within you. But make sure you stay tuned to the very end because we're going to do some deep healing meditative breaths to help us align on this message and move forward and experience in the world. So something that's so important to understand, I think so many of us miss, it's what we are. See, you are not just something in this world experiencing it, meaning whatever happens is what you experience. You are, in fact, a co-creator in this experience. So if you are looking for an energy, if you're looking for a feeling, if you're looking for a solution, become it. You see, the path is about becoming the thing, not looking for the thing. The law of attraction says like attracts like. So when you become something, it shows up. If you become the path, meaning you become the thing that you work on, the avenue or the way forward presents itself. You see, you're always moving. You're moving on this frequency of time. And when you change it moves the frequency that you're on. When you move the frequency that you're on, your perception of the experience changes. When your perception of the experience changes, the way you receive the experience changes as well. You see, you're made in the image of God, or image of, whatever you would call that, source. And source is an observer and creator of the experience. It doesn't just absorb, it doesn't just observe, and it doesn't just receive. It creates. You create. And so if you're going through a hard time and you're looking for something, let's say you're in the darkness and you're looking for light. You see, if you find the light externally, you are actually not being brightened, you are not changing. There's just something external happening that's changing your experience. But if you become the light, your experience changes indefinitely because then you know that you are light, and wherever you go, you will bring the light with you. So if you're looking for joy, if you're looking for those type of things, the way to find it is the process of gratitude. You can actually think to different moments that mean different things to you, that bring different feelings to you. When you connect to that moment, maybe when you had your first child, or you graduated from school, or you achieved an award, or you did something you worked really hard to, when you think about that moment, you start connecting it, you start feeling the emotion. You start feeling the different frequencies and vibrations from that moment, and you can connect and bring that within you so you can start feeling the joy. You can start feeling the sense of accomplishment. And you see, it's not about going somewhere else and bringing it within you overall. It's about learning how to find it. If you're in a situation now where it's absent, it's not truly absent because everything is always existing. It's your perception of it that allows you to not receive it. You see, if you get in a motorcycle accident and die, that seems like a bad experience. And all your family members would be really sad. Their perception of that experience is hurtful. They lost somebody that they loved. But if you're an organ donor, and you get in an accident, and then you're able to donate those organs to somebody that survives, some other family is so thankful on that day, but the exact same thing happened. Somebody died. Somebody lost their life in a tragic way. But yet, how can one group be so sad about it and another group be so happy? Because the perception of the event is different. Some are perceiving on what's being received, and the other are perceiving what's being lost. Everything is available at once when you're able to change your perception. When you practice gratitude to certain moments, you're practicing your ability to change your perception. So you practice on these events that are really bright in your life. When you won that award, when you did the thing, like those are huge. So when you look at them, it's kind of easy to see what's good. But then slowly you practice again and again and again, and you get good at finding a specific energy. It's just like when you get a certain car. Let's say you get a new Toyota 4Runner. And it's red. All of a sudden, you will see those everywhere. Because your perception of it, now that you own it, it's in your life, you're going to perceive them throughout the world. Because you're on that level now. You are in one, so now you see them. They are in your line of sight. So what you're going through, you don't need the thing to change. In fact, if you need the thing to change to feel better, there will always be another thing that needs to change. If you get into a state of being where you're looking for something to go your way, for something to change, for you to feel different, that will always be your state of being because the thing will change, but then you will bring that current mindset with you. You will bring that type of problem solving with you to where you go into this new environment, but you are still then going to look for something to change for it to get better. And it'll happen again and again and again. It doesn't matter how good it gets, it doesn't matter how bright it gets. You have developed a pattern of looking for something to change for relief. One experience is not right and one experience is not wrong. They're just different experiences. You get to decide which one you want to have. So if you want to have one where you're relying on the world to do something, when you're relying on the external to do something, then that's what you get to have. And that's powerful because everything's always expanding. We need people to have those type of experiences so that things can continue to expand. So consciousness continue to expand. So experience can continue to expand. So it's very important that those happen. But you may not want to do that anymore. You may have decided, I have learned that lesson. I am no longer wanting to wait for things to work out for me to feel good. I am deciding that I am taking that power. I'm giving that power to me. So then you start using the art of gratitude, the skill of gratitude, the practice of gratitude to connect to certain things that have certain meanings. Maybe you're looking for fun. You want more fun in your life. Well, then you start practicing gratitude to those moments that were most fun in your life. You connect with them, you feel them. The more you do it, the better you get at identifying the fun in your life. And so the more difficult times, the harder times, you are now in a position to see even the fun that's available there. Just like the example I use when someone is lost in a motorcycle accident, a group of people experience loss and see what they no longer have. Another group of people see gain and see how much they have been given. The event didn't change. It's always your perception. But you see, someone in the lost category can also expand their perception. They can meet the person that received the organs. They can meet the family. They can see the joy. They can see the light. They can then also perceive how much good. They don't have to stay in the lost category. They can move and they can experience both. It doesn't mean they want to forget what they lost, but it doesn't mean they also want to not know what they gained. You get the choice. And the opposite is true. If you're in the area that gained and you're feeling the good from that, you can also expand and see what someone lost so that your perception becomes even wider, so that you can see how something that's hurtful, painful, can also be healing and growing and fulfilling. Everything in your life is this. You see, the world is not as it is. It's always as you are. Are you on the up receiving? Are you on the down receiving? Are you on the left receiving? Are you on the right receiving? It's always as you are, but you have the ability to expand your perception beyond your current state. You do not have to see it as your current state. You can go back to that moment and learn how to receive better, because someone else could wake up in your shoes and be so thankful for the problems that you're facing because their problems are so big that yours seem so well. And it's not to say just because somebody has it worse than you that you should just feel better. It's just saying that somebody does have it worse than you, yet they can feel better because they are expanding their perception. You can always choose to be right. You can always say that these things are hard, these things are difficult, these things are limiting, and you can always be right. That's a choice. Or you can say that these things are true, but also see beyond that because you don't want to receive that. Remember, your perception is your reception. So if these things are happening, if there's 10 things in your life that happen, 9 are painful, 1 is amazing, you can choose to receive the one that's amazing. It doesn't mean you don't experience the other 9. You are just observing them, but you're receiving the one. You have that ability, but most people need the 9 to be good to feel good. If they have 1 bad thing and 9 good things, then they're okay. But then all of a sudden, if it's 2 bad things and 8 good things, it starts to struggle. When it's 3 to 7, it gets a little bit harder. When it's 50-50, they don't know what to do. When it's 40-60, they're lost. When it's 30-70, they're completely in pain. When it's 20 to 80, they feel nothing. And when it's 1 to 9, they're lost completely. They have no faith. They have nothing because they didn't learn that their perception is what matters. So if you want to align this, we're going to do an exercise. We're going to do a deep breath, and you're going to think of that moment that means the most to you. If you want to pick joy, think about the time you were happiest. If you want to pick love, think about the time you were most loved. If you want to pick abundance, think about the time you were most abundant. Whatever it is, connect to that moment. As we breathe in, truly bring yourself to that moment. As we're holding our breath, remember what it's like. Freeze time in that moment, but be alive. Allow everything else to be frozen, the vision, what's going on, allow it to be frozen, but be alive in that moment and take in every ounce of it. Know that you are going back to something so powerful. And then when you exhale, bring that feeling back into you now. So when you open your eyes, you feel the good, you feel the joy, you feel the abundance, and you can take that energy with you through the day. So think of your moment, and let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Everything is always possible. You get to choose your frequency. Remember, what you choose will be your experience. So pick the high vibe and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.